always. 5 minutes late, just in time. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite nerdy podcast where we talk about everything pop culture, but especially comic books, movies, and anime. And that podcast is Comic
X. Weeb! Ha! Ha! Ha!
I'm your co-host, James, a.k.a. Comics for Cheap, a.k.a. hashtag Send It to James, a.k.a. I got fouled so hard in pickup today, I thought they were discriminating against me. And I got my co-host here with me.
Oh, damn. Hit me with some music, Dino. Hit me some music.
Blah, 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 blah.
Black Santa, a.k.a. They was discriminating against you. It's because you're white. A.k.a. Super Cold. What? Water. Sponsored by nobody, because we still don't got no sponsors, but they coming, man. You know, it's getting cold and went Manscaped, man, bruh. Well, come on now. We need it. We need it. What's going on, Vinyl Dragon in the room? What's going on? How you doing? Captain Comics, always good to see you pop in. What's going on? We chilling. This is our 69th episode of ComicXWeeb. It's really funny because this last week I passed 6,900 followers on Instagram, and I also made a post about that. I was like, nice. Look at that, my boy.
So the 69s are lining up. Yeah, man. With the shit with the pickup, I really do think it was. I don't know. Dude landed on my shin, knocked me backwards, fucking fucked my hand up. I don't know what's going on. But I was like, damn, bro. Just picking on the tall, skinny white boy. I see how it is. Yeah, he was. I know. I was like, bro, we acting like we ain't got work to do or something tomorrow. Taking it way too serious.
Damn, man. I got beat going on.
Dude was charging the paint like, you know, he was a professional or something. There was a talent scout in the audience of the YMCA or something. I don't know.
Gotta get that scout looking, man.
But anyways, yeah, we're chilling. It's episode 69. Chris just got off of work, and so he just jumped right in. We had no pre-plan for you guys, so I don't know where this one's heading. But we'll probably kick it off with some sports talk because that's what we usually do. So what we got sports talk this week since we missed last week too. So we got 2 weeks of sports talk to talk about.
That's true, man. Well, I guess Jeff Saturday's undefeated streak has ended, huh?
Yeah, I was very disappointed. But at the same time, I needed the Colts defense to suck to win my fantasy matchup this week. So I was all right with it. I gave him a pass. I was like, you know what, Saturday, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, because he did do good one way or another, so it was all right.
They kept showing the clip of Peyton Manning cursing him out like throughout the night of that game. And I was just like, why do they keep bringing this shit up? This shit is like 35 years old. I don't know what the fuck they need to keep bringing this shit up for, but it's just Peyton Manning screaming at Jeff Saturday on the bench. That shit was just crap. I was like, God damn. Like, how is this helping? So you can stay humble. I don't think that's what it was. I think they just wanted an excuse to talk about Peyton Manning because that's, you know, what they do.
I mean, why not have an excuse to talk about good old Peyton Manning?
He's done.
Old Manning boys.
He knew when to get out.
He did. When that Super Bowl, he said, all right, guys, I did what I needed to do. Like the Broncos ain't been to the playoffs since. Speaking of the Broncos, what the hell is going on with old Russell Wilson, man?
Let's ride and get beat by Carolina Panthers.
His corny ass, let's ride. Man, dude, he is one of the most corniest dudes out there.
What's the best 69 comic book? I don't know. We've actually looked into this because Justin and I are stupid like this. So we have tried to find if there was a key that is number 69, and there's not. Unfortunately there is not a number 69 key that we are aware of anyway. But Gion Pink Moon Comics has bought like one from each of the boys, like ASM 69, Fantastic Four 69, Avengers 69, and he still has them all too. It cracks me up. But yeah, I don't know what the best one is, but we've always wished that there was like a first appearance of someone in a scantily clad outfit that was number 69. Yo, Vinyl Dragon, I flipped through that Dracula motherfucker thing. Oh my god, I was cracking up. I was like, this is awful, but great at the same time. He gave me a hardcover. The book is literally called Dracula motherfucker.
I mean, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
man, but seriously, you give Russell Wilson $250 something million, and this is what you're getting: a 3-8 team, a legit good defense, but your offense can't do nothing. It's showing, man. Pete Carroll was the reason why he was looking so damn good.
There was a stat. Well, they also said that he was just like an in-place quarterback. Like the whole fucking offense was good, and he just kind of was able to deliver the ball. But there was a stat that showed that if the Broncos scored 18 points in each of their games, just 18 points, 2 touchdowns, maybe a go for 2 or whatever, and a field goal, they would be like 9-1 or something like that.
Yep, that is right. You're correct on that stat. They would be 9-1 if they only had 18 points per game.
Just 18. That's it.
That's it. That's
18 points. 18 points.
That is embarrassing. Like, that's literally saying I just need 2. Like, you really just need just a 3 touchdowns. He can't give you nothing. Teddy Bridgewater, and I think Drew Lock is on that team. Their numbers was better than what Russell Wilson numbers are. That's embarrassing. Like, Teddy Bridgewater's okay. Drew Lock's a bum. So that's embarrassing when a bum is technically stat-wise better than you on this team. There's no excuse for that. No excuse.
They're really not. Captain Comics says Raiders run, baby run, says Captain Comics. Yo, let me tell you something. That wide receiver that was on Green Bay, what's his
Deontay
name?
Adams.
Yeah, thank you. He made one of the most incredible catches I have yet to see. Period. You can throw it up against the Odell Beckham, the fucking, there have been some other crazy catches as well this season.
The one Jefferson made with the Vikings a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my God. Some of them like one-handed snatches while they're falling down. But Adams is a monster. He's a beast. It's unfortunate that the rest of the Raiders, I don't know. I think moving the team to Vegas was not the greatest idea. Like, getting it out of Oakland, I can understand, but like putting it in Vegas, I don't know. Just not great. Not great for like a whole bunch of 21, 22-year-old dudes who, like, this is the first time them having money to be in Las Vegas. Is just not a great combination.
Man, and it just comes because them Oakland fans love their team. They love the Raiders. So you had a good fan base. You had one of the best fan bases. They love their team. So that always comes down to, unfortunately, stuff like that. They just had a better deal, and everybody wanted to have a team in Vegas, and I guess Oakland didn't want to do that money with the stadium, so they left.
You're right. Yeah. Vinyl Dragon says, I kept saying they could pay me half of the same results as Russell Wilson is putting out. That's true. They probably could. They do the same thing. I can hand the ball off for $125 million.
Man, he's getting paid like $200 and something million. He's getting paid $250 million to do nothing.
Yeah, him. There's a dude on the Giants is getting paid ridiculous amounts and he doesn't have a single catch on the season. So I know
that one. Speaking of the damn Giants, man.
Go ahead.
Look, I like Daniel Jones. He plays hard. He is tough. But they need to get rid of him. They need a legit quarterback who can make big plays. He cannot make big-time plays. He just can't. They would have beat the Cowboys if Dak gave them like 2 interceptions, and they got like 3 points from that. Like, seriously? You couldn't give him nothing?
Nothing.
Like, this dude, he plays hard, and then if you look at his stats aren't impressive at all. Like, he ain't really turning the ball over, but he's not scoring touchdowns.
I feel like he's been lucking out a little bit.
Some shit like that, 12-4. Like, he's just not giving you nothing what you need him to do. Like, you need points. You need points.
As our favorite joke in my household is every time they do those fucking stupid ass interviews with either like the players or the coaches or whatever, and they ask him the same goddamn question every time, we just sit there on the couch like, well, you're shit, Jim. What you need to do is you gotta score more points than the other team by the end of the game. And it's just like, bro, you're just asking the same question every single time. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I think the Giants' luck is going to run out on the back half of the season. I think it's good.
Their schedule is so tough because the Giants got to play the Commanders, who's hot right now. They're really hot. They got to play the Eagles twice, who has the best record in the league. Yep. Not the best team in the league. I think I still would say the Chiefs are the best team in the league, but still, they got to play the best record in the league 2 times. They got the Commanders twice, I think, and they got the Colts too. And the Colts is a huge toss-up whether they're going to be good or not. So, and they got the Vikings too. They got to play the Vikings 1 game too. Like, damn. Might be the toughest schedule moving forward. It really might be. Because every team they play outside the Colts is over 500. Great.
Yeah. Sorry, Giants. You had a good start, but it's going to be back to the same old Giants. Last team I wanted to talk about real quick was good old Baltimore.
I thought you talk about Carolina, but yeah, Baltimore.
Well, yeah, I mean, we already kind of.
Well, I guess we did. We counted on the bum ass Broncos, so yeah, I guess.
Really, nothing to say other than the dude who sacked him and then did the Russell Wilson like fucking walk on the like. Dude, that shit was hilarious. But yeah, the Baltimore blowing a fourth quarter lead yet again.
That defense, man.
Lamar, you're betting on yourself, but you can't get it done in the fourth quarter. I don't know what's going on.
You know, and it's a tough one too because if you look at that game, Lamar played well. I think he had like over 400 passing yards or something like that, and he had like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like
so, is it? You think it's the defense's fault here?
It is the defense fault. They continue like there's so many games where matter of fact, there's a couple of games because he had another game like this where he had like 400 yards passing. No, he had 300, like close to 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. They still lost that game, and it was the defense that just for whatever reason that defense is so shaky. Now, don't get me wrong. You ain't wrong when you say Lamar still got to try to do something a little more in the fourth, but it gets to a point where you say, "Damn, how much can I do?" And my defense can't give me the big plays I need. But you're right. He's the quarterback, and it's the same thing I've always said. If you're the best player on the team, and when all the praise is to you, and you take that, cool. That means when things go down, all the blame is on you, and you need to take that too. And he ain't handling it well because Lamar, he also because he had an incident where he got into it with a fan on Instagram or Twitter. One of the two. It was Twitter, right?
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah, he got into it with a fan, and he said some stuff he shouldn't have said, and then he had to delete
it. All you do is suck dick. That's what he responded to someone. He's like, fuck you. All you do is sit around and suck dick. Bro, that is hilarious. And I think that it should not be penalized whatsoever. Because it's like, fans talking shit all the time. You can talk some shit. Damn.
No, I'm not against that. But when he deleted it, that means he obviously knew he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
If you're gonna stand by it, keep it on your shit. Don't delete it. But he deleted it, meaning he knew he.
I'm sure he got a text from someone real fast that said, "Really, delete that shit."
Yeah, I'm very sure he did. He probably got a text from the owner or the general manager or even his coach. Harbaugh was like, "Bro, delete that now," and he was like,
"It's too late."
Yeah, it's out there. It ain't never go up. Once it's sent, that's why I always be like, I guess I somewhat understand deleting it, but you do know it. Once it's sent, the world knows about it.
Yeah,
it's out there forever.
There's no getting around it.
There's no getting around it.
It's done.
But
oh my
God. The problem I have though is that when you try to, when Jackson does anything wrong, when Lamar does anything wrong, he can't take criticism. Like if you tell him, hey, you know, like because one time he was riding his bike and he fell on his face, and it was like you can see it. He like posted or whatever. He was live or whatever, and it was like, why are you riding a motorbike like that? Like it was his fault why he fell. And then like people try like Shannon Sharp, who is a Hall of Famer, one of the best tight ends of all time, Super Bowl champion for the Broncos and the Ravens, tried to talk to him, was like, yo, you can't be doing this stuff, endangering yourself. He took it as Sharp was coming at him hard, and Sharp was just trying to help him. And then Shannon was like, after that, he was like, you know what? I'll never say anything to help him ever again because you can't get through them. He got his little punk to convince him that anything he do is right. It's kind of similar. He's not as crazy as Antonio Brown, but he has that kind of people around him that just tells him, oh, no, do it. You're fine. You're fine. Don't listen to anybody else. They're hating on you when people be trying to help them.
Right.
So
that's just, that type of person. I mean, it's annoying to deal with. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, hopefully the defense can figure something out. Because otherwise, it ain't gonna happen for Baltimore. That's for sure.
Nope, and old boy ain't gonna be getting that money neither. They gonna say, you know what? You ain't delivered for us, so we ain't paying you all that money. Because speaking of Deshaun, he comes back this Sunday. Deshaun Watson makes that return.
Oh, that's right. Even though Brissett's doing pretty fucking good. It sucks that he's now going to have to take the seat.
Deshaun is now cleared to come back and play against his team he used to play for, Houston.
Oh, yeah. So they
play against Houston.
Did they fucking plan that or like?
100%. They want to make sure he got that Houston game. 100%.
Yeah. I'm not saying the NFL's rigged, but it seems a little planned.
You know not saying anything, but
that seems almost staged to the point of some like WWE shit, where it's like, oh, and his big comeback is against the team he played for. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like
that promo setup. Yeah,
exactly. Like they're gonna be like they're gonna have the pictures of them with the stare down or whatever. Like it's like him against the 27 girls they allegedly did shit. Like, bro, what kind of a stare down would that be? Oh my god. It's like him and then like 27 faces on the other side.
Yes, that's exactly what it needs to be.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. So him coming back. I don't know. If I was Brissett, I would say that's probably I'd look at this year as a good resume, I guess, to like, or start getting your film tape together and start passing around because I hear the Broncos need a good quarterback. So start passing it around because someone needs something. God damn.
Yo, imagine if Jacob Brissett ends up being a fucking Broncos quarterback and you're paying this dude all that money. He gets his job is tucking by fucking Brissett. Jacob, oh my god. That would be the funniest thing ever to me. Oh my god.
That would be hilarious. All right, let's move into some Marvel.
Okay, I want to know about you. Know what I want to know about how you felt about Talk to me, man.
Black Panther. I got to see it.
Okay.
I took the wifey and her dad. We went to see it, and okay. So first of all, I do agree that it was too long. Movie was too long. This movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes. Thor: Love and Thunder couldn't have an extra 15 minutes. Are you kidding me? The 15 minutes could have balanced that out. 15 minutes off of Black Panther could have evened that out. So little bit of swap there. The slow motion was a little too much. I felt like we were overdoing it with some of the slow motion explosions, shit like that. All right, let me hit off some positives real quick. Namor was fucking boss. I could not get enough Namor on the screen. I was not disappointed even in the slightest. I thought his outfit was dope. I thought like just him as a character was fucking dope. You like as a character that's been around literally since the start of Marvel. He was in Marvel Comics 1. Like he's gone through a lot of corny phases in the comics for sure. Can't even argue with it. But I felt like they really nailed it. Just nailed it on screen. I thought he was very well done. Shuri did not annoy me as much as I thought she would. I'll say that. So that's positive. Positive going. Riri also didn't annoy me as much as I thought she would. I'll get more into that. I loved the tribute to Chadwick Boseman. I thought that was phenomenal and fantastic. I really thought it was, being as they didn't just go ahead and recast him, I thought it was well done that there was still the tribute there, both at the beginning and at the end. All right, so let me get into some negatives. Like I was saying, a little bit too long. Some stuff was definitely just kind of just dragged on, I felt like. When he did take them down to, I forgot the name of what he called his city because I know it's not
spoilers then?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay, spoilers, guys. So just in case y'all
so spoilers alert, I know it's been like the #1 movie for a while, but just in case, spoilers. So when he did take Shuri down to show the kingdom, I was getting like huge Avatar vibes. I don't know what it was. It just like, it was really pretty, but it was just unnecessary kind of a thing. Like, I feel like some of the budget could have gone somewhere else, but it's cool. It was still showing like what he was trying to protect, which I get. It's just like, again, it was very long, I felt. Riri, here's what my issue was with Riri. I'm glad that they didn't make her 14, so she's like 19 or whatever now. This is gonna sound weird, okay, but I feel like they made her more like stereotypical gangster than she should have been. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I didn't get that vibe, but it makes sense though.
I felt like it was almost like a pandering type. Like with, I mean, I know I'm not in that generation or whatever, but like with the slang and like with the whatever, like just how she was acting and like some of the stuff she was saying and like just being aggressive or whatever. I was like, I felt like it was almost a pandering. I don't know. It was hard. It's hard to describe, but I was like,
no, I know what you mean.
It's just not necessary. It wasn't necessary. But like overall, though, I feel like she could have definitely been more annoying. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't too bothered by her. It was just like, oh, she's just kind of like.
She annoyed me, man. But I feel she annoyed the hard.
I'm not a fan that there was really no resolution of the movie. Like,
how'd you feel about her making Namor kneel?
Or yield?
Yield.
Well, it's basically like yield to save your country, yield to save whatever. I mean, like I get that because she definitely could have had him at that point. Like she did outwit him. I don't know how the fuck she was surviving that like run through that she got, but she had him. That's what I mean though. It was like, so they had this war where like both countries had some casualties, and then at the end of the day, they're just like, truce. and they were just cool with Riri going back to the States, which was their issue to begin with the whole time.
So she can go to like MIT, right?
Wherever she was, yeah, I'm not sure.
I think
it was one of the. I feel like it was one of the elite colleges. So
I feel like it was MIT because I think it's the same school Peter's supposed to be going to.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. So, like overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. I still think that it was one of the best things of this phase, one of the best movies of this whole phase that we've had. But like again, my main issues were just the length, the slow motion, and the fact that at the end of the day, it's like, all right, so it was just felt like a big setup, but like no accomplishment. Like Namor didn't accomplish anything. Shuri didn't accomplish anything. There were some tragedies along the way that, whatever, but there was just nothing. At the end of the day, it's like, what happened though? You know what I mean? Nothing.
Because then they imply that old boy's gonna take over the throne too.
Oh, that T'Challa's son also.
No,
T'Challa.
Not him. The other guy who challenged for the throne because Shuri didn't want it. I forgot his name.
M'Baku.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, so he takes the throne. Yeah, so he's now king of Wakanda. And Shuri's the Black Panther. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, I guess you can say she didn't like beat Namor. She had to like outsmart him.
Yeah, she definitely had to outsmart him. Because hand to hand, yeah, it wasn't there. Namor was too beat. I love how they fucking like Namor was fucking powered, dude. He was on par. Especially when M'Baku was like, man, he might be as strong as the Hulk. Yeah,
okay, that's what I was really about to bring
this
up.
version
I had
of the
a
Hulk.
huge problem with that. A huge problem with that.
This version of the Hulk.
Dare you say that dude is as strong as the Hulk?
Definitely not as strong.
You fucking serious?
I mean, he's never been.
I think I literally said that out loud when he said that shit because I was like, I know he fucking said that. I was like, are you fucking serious?
But M'Baku's never been punched by the Hulk. He got punched by Namor. He ain't been.
No, I get you, but that statement was made for a reason. He said it for a reason, though. It was a statement that was for people it was one of those things where it was a statement made so you can know. And I really had a problem with that. I was like,
they have definitely faced off in the comics. Obviously.
No, because they make the Hulk just seem like it's just more making the Hulk seem like a straight up bitch.
Oh yeah.
Like, damn, he should be like you shouldn't be able to compare the two like that. Not like that. Definitely when he first freaking showed up. This dude just got here, and you're already making comparisons to the Hulk who've been around. Like it's just made it. It's another thing that made the Hulk look just even weaker.
Vinyl Dragon says, didn't Namor once flood the Earth by destroying the moon? Not sure if Hulk could do that. Hulk 100% could destroy a moon. That's not even a question. You get him angry enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hulk's angry enough. Hulk is a legit planet buster. Yeah.
Yeah. So he could definitely destroy the moon. If they have fought in the comics, it's usually on the Hulk's favor. But more so because Namor is depicted a lot as a villain, but in the early days, the Hulk was depicted as a villain a lot too. To be fair, so like a lot of that Silver Age stuff, like I like reading it, but it's definitely corny. Where like the Hulk's attacking the Avengers. Oh, the Hulk and Namor are both like Namor's trying to use the Hulk, like this, that, and the other. Like that shit happens a lot in the early days of the Avengers and stuff. But. No, I don't think that Namor and Hulk should be in the same power conversation. Personally.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Namor's weak or anything, or like
no,
it's so bad to say it. But the problem I have with it is like this dude just shows up, and you're already making these comparisons, and it's like, bro, what? The Hulk's been around for this long. He's supposed to be looked at as way more stronger than that. And you're already just like, nah, this dude's just as strong as the Hulk. Like, bro, what? I think, bro, are you serious? Now, again, like you said, though, you can look at it as, well, this is coming from a source that is not completely the most credible source. Like, how does he truly know how strong the Hulk is? It's like when, it's like some statements.
He
like
took
in Dragon
one
Ball.
punch. He took one punch from Namor, so.
Right. It's like in Dragon Ball, when Gohan makes statements, it's hard to take any of that as credible when he's like, so-and-so is strong as so-and-so. Like, even at the end of the latest Dragon Ball Super movie, where he was like, well, I'm not even sure if my dad and Vegeta could have handled it. You should not take that statement serious whatsoever from Gohan, from all people, because, like, Gohan is not the best judgment of power, and he hasn't seen the fights. It's just like when Android 20 was fighting against Goku, and he set up Android 20 and 19 fought Goku, but they was like, oh, we've watched everything you've done, and Goku was like, well, did you watch my fights in space? And he was like, no, we got all the information we needed from everything you did on Earth. And then Goku smiled and was like, oh, okay. And then he turned Super Saiyan. It was like, what the fuck is that? And it was like, yeah, you didn't know. It is the same situation there. Gohan does not know what Goku and Vegeta did while they was fighting in space. So you can't take Gohan's word for that. And it's the same thing here. You can make the argument. He doesn't know, and Baku doesn't know completely how strong the Hulk is, but still, the fact that statement had to be freaking said in the movie is what made me angry. Like, damn, why?
I guess because, I mean, The only reason I can think of, besides they want to nerf the Hulk, and if you take they want to nerf the Hulk out of it, right? So my thing would be is who has been to Wakanda fighting? You've had the Winter Soldier.
Thor and them was there when they fought against Thanos and shit.
Well, he definitely ain't fucking as strong as Thor when Thor was there in a rage like that. That 100%. There's no. I don't care who you are. You're gonna make the comparison of Thor furious at Thanos arriving in Wakanda, destroying like 1 million people right at once when he lands. No.
And hell, Thanos even said it himself. You should have went for the head. So if he would have went for that dude's head, he probably would have just killed him.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, the only comparison they have, and like Hulk wasn't even in Wakanda actually.
Yeah, Hulk did. He never transformed. No, because remember he couldn't transform. He had to use the suit, right?
I just realized Hulk wasn't even in.
He had to use the suit. Hulk wasn't there. Bruce Banner was there.
Yeah. So all they.
So where's this statement coming from this dude? That's what I was like. Where is that even coming from? When did he see Hulk fight?
I guess the only one who can.
When did he see Hulk fight?
I guess just news footage, right? They would have seen him like destroy Sokovia or New York.
Well, that makes that statement even dumber then, because it's like just because you see something on the news, you can't like if you see somebody fighting. You can't necessarily scale like just definitely if you seeing like clips and shit because the news can't like completely forecast everything he did because they can't keep up.
Right.
So if you're just seeing clips of what this dude is doing, you don't know how strong or capable that person actually is.
That's true. Vinyl Dragon says, I think what happens to Namor in the movie, he fell weak because of the fake QT gold that they stabbed him with. Oh, Lord. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I still think it's one of the more solid things of this phase, solid movies of this phase. I really can't think of another like MCU movie this phase that I'd be like, oh, that was more rewatchable than Black Panther.
You want to watch Shang-Chi over that? Because I would. Shang-Chi has been the only movie that I've legitimately been like, all right, I really liked it, honestly. Because this movie sucked.
Be close.
Like, I would definitely give it like, I don't know if I did rate it last week, but if I did, whatever that rating was is that. But just off the head now, it would be like
I think you said like 4.
a 3. A 3 or a 4.
I think you said 3.
I did not like this shit at all. And no offense, I'm gonna sound fucking terrible for saying this, and I don't even give a fuck. Old Black Santa gonna tell you how you feel and tell you the truth. Ain't gonna lie to you.
Tell us. It's not, like, it's your cool opinion.
That's right. It's cool about what they did for Chadwick and all that. That is cool. But honestly, man, that shit also helped that shit drag. Like, damn, like it's sad. Again, it is sad that dude died, but it's time to get over it. That's it. It's over. Like he's gone. You should have recast. To me, there's no excuse to not recast. There just isn't. Like he's not Black Panther. He's not. It's like that shit in South Park when it was like Jesse Jackson speaks for all Black people, and then when they found out he wasn't, Randy was like, he told us that he did. Like, yeah, okay, he doesn't represent Black Panther whatsoever. He was a character who played it.
So that's interesting that you say that.
That's just like saying 100% Henry Cavill is Superman. Like, I'm sorry if something happened to him, they would recast him too. How many Supermans have we had? How many fucking Batmans have we had? How many every other iconic character? And this is coming from a Black guy. As great as Black Panther is, he is nowhere near on the level as a Batman or a Superman. He just ain't. So if you can recast them, why can't you recast him? Oh, that's right, because he's Black.
So it's interesting that you say that, because this week Quentin Tarantino came out with a statement. I guess he was being interviewed or whatever. They really like to prod some of these, I guess, directors who pride themselves on never being a part of these main, like, I don't know, whatever. But so this statement that he said, and it was not malicious whatsoever, even though a lot of news outlets tried to twist his words and make it so. But basically, he said that the movie stars that are playing these characters, it's not like they are not the stars. Like you could put anyone in that position and you get the same outcome. They say Captain America is the star, not Chris Evans. Like, or Thor is the star, not Chris Hemsworth. So what you're basically saying here, Black Panther is the star, not Chadwick Boseman. So why can't we just recast Chadwick Boseman? Right. Which, I mean, again, it goes, I agree with what Quentin was saying, even though I don't really like what he says a lot of the time. And I think that he's like closet racist and, whatever, kind of weird.
Right.
He's made some good movies, but that doesn't excuse some of his other shit. It's like, I agree with what he's saying there because it's true. No matter who you put into the role, as long as they look similar, it's going to, the movie's going to hit, right? So like
we've had 3 different Spider-Mans, and all three of them movie-wise and financially-wise did well.
Exactly.
So does that mean all 3 of them are the greatest actors of all time? No. It's because they're playing Spider-Man.
Right. Right. And so, like, of course, a lot of people were like, blah, blah, blah. I think even, like, Sam Jackson got involved and, like, made a statement, angry about it. And, of course, people got on to that because Samuel L. Jackson's in most of Tarantino's movies. So, like, it just became, like, a whole thing. But I don't think that's what he was trying to do. I think what he said was 100% accurate. Just like that was a perfect example of what you just brought up. There's been 3 Spider-Man within the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them.
Their movies did well. All 3 of their separate movies did well.
All fucking 8 of those movies have killed it because it's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter that, even though Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like considered one of the worst, or like the original Spider-Man trilogy, Spider-Man 3, like people are hate on it for, whatever. Financially, they fucking blew every other movie out of the water. That was going up against them that week. Yeah. Or that month or even that year, you could say.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a point to be said there.
And it's not necessarily saying they're bad actors and they're not good for the role. It's just not saying they're defined by the, like, it's because it's like, all right, Tobey Maguire did the Spider-Man movies and did so successful there. So, okay, why come he couldn't do anything else?
Exactly. Every other movie that he's
like, he got, I forgot how they say, was it pigeon, whatever, how they call it. Yeah, he got typed for that role or whatever, but still, if he was that great of an, and again, it makes it sound like he's a shitty actor, and I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying, if he's so great compared, like if he's the reason why those movies are so successful, why come he couldn't go out and do other movies and do just as well?
Right. I think he had it just is just talking about Tobey Maguire. He had this movie called Brothers that was pretty decent. That he did, I think he did a good job in, but it still bombed.
Did it financially do as good as Spider-Man?
Nope. Still bombed. So I think that we are that Tarantino is correct in what he was saying and what you were saying. It ties in perfectly. Final Dragon says, comics, were you shocked who Shuri saw in the dream phase? So when she takes the purple hearted plant and goes to meet the ancestors, I was not expecting Killmonger, but then at the same time, I don't know who I would have expected. You know what I mean? Obviously, she was hoping to see T'Challa, which would have been impossible. But like, who else was she really? Who else would she have seen? So I was like, oh shit! But at the same time, I was like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that was kind of like away from them going somewhat like in the comics, how she wasn't truly worthy to be a Black Panther because of how her jealousy and shit at first. And that was kind of the way where they were saying like she was more similar to Killmonger in a lot of ways. The way her anger and shit is. So I was like, that's kind of cool. I kind of knew he was going to show up, and I figured once they was getting that started, I was like, oh, he's going to show up here because the rumors was so heavy that he was part of the cast that I was like, I was hearing from pretty good sources that he was going to be in the movie, and I was like, okay, how is he going to show up? I'll be honest, it was a big part of me hoping and praying that he was going to end up being Black Panther, but obviously that didn't happen, and we already knew it was going to be Shuri. But I was just hoping and praying Marvel would do like a curveball, and it was going to be him. But I was like, oh, he's just going to be some dead ain't. Oh, okay, it's going to be some old Star Wars shit. I got you. So I was like, all right.
Star Wars shit.
That's what's going in my head. Not saying obviously they do that in the Black Panther comics. Yeah. I'm just saying in my head I was like, oh, it's no Star Wars shit. Have Luke and them show up too. Vader, Anakin. But yeah, man, I was just like, man, damn. All right.
Yo, there's a shot of Zach. This is because you said Anakin, but there's a shot of Zach Wilson when he was on the sideline because he got benched this week for the Jets, where he's got like the hood up and he's like looking so fucking angry. So I like took a screenshot and then put it right up against where Anakin's about to kill the younglings, where he's got the hood up and he's like fucking looking at them like they're pieces of shit. And it's the exact same look. I was like, oh fuck, he's about to kill some kids, dude. You better watch out.
Bro, that man was angry, bro. That man got benched. That man was pissed the fuck off. Bro.
He's like, Mike White, I'm gonna fucking fuck your mom. No fucking mom and your mom's
he
mom.
Was mad as hell, yeah. I mean, I would have been mad too.
Tobey Maguire did well in that one where Leonardo DiCaprio was a billionaire and they had this party. Oh, that's The Great Gatsby. But again, that is a very famous book that, like, honestly, you just had to put characters into place. And Tobey Maguire, if we're going to be honest, in that movie, because this is like one of those things that I get really angry about, he's played the same exact character as Peter Parker. He was whiny.
Oh, was he?
I don't think that he played to the book as well as he should have. It was like that same like whiny, woe is me, everything sucks kind of a character that he pulled with the Peter Parker during Spider-Man. So that's just my personal opinion, because that's one of my favorite books of all time, one of my favorite authors of all time as well. So that's just how I feel about that. And then the Final Dragon also says the guy who runs the counter at the Circle K on Nations Forward that always has the latest movie info / rumors. Oh yeah, that's one of Black Santa's main sources right there. Is the guy at the Circle K.
Absolutely. But no, and again, we're not saying those guys are not good actors and they don't bring something special to those roles. Because Robert Downey Jr., the way his charisma, the way he did a lot of just off the script stuff to make some of these like iconic moments happen. We're not saying that. We're just saying that you can't just be like, oh my God, Chadwick is the only person who can play Black Panther. That's just not true.
Right.
That's just not how that works. Like, there's a reason why there's been different Batmans, different Supermans. If you can recast characters who are on a much higher level than what Black Panther is, then you can recast Chadwick and you can recast Black Panther. It didn't have to be quickly transitioning into Shuri. Not saying that, obviously, me and you said from the get-go that was going to be the plan anyway, but you can tell this was rushed. It wasn't like this wasn't going to happen this quickly. Right. Maybe towards the end of this movie, if Chadwick was still around, it would have been planting the seeds for that to happen. But this movie wouldn't have been that. It would have been different. So,
do you think they would have recast if the first one didn't gross $1 billion?
Recast who?
Chadwick. If
they should have recast him. What are you saying?
I'm saying, do you think they would have just been like, okay, let's recast? Because they recast Thunderbolt Ross, right? Obviously, a much more minor character. They recast Hulk. They recast War Machine. So okay, so if for the first Black Panther movie did not gross $1 billion box office, do you think they would have recast? Like if it was just like a middle of the pack, like Ant-Man, like 400 million or whatever. In the box office.
They would have recast if it didn't do as good And like, because this was just, I'm just, this is how I look at it. Doesn't mean it's true, obviously, but this is how I look at it, because the movie did well, and it was a sympathetic, it was a sympathetic black guy who died, and I felt they was like, we're gonna milk this a little bit. That's what I personally felt. I personally feel that, and they was like, we're gonna milk this and get as much good publicity as possible, and not recast it, but. I don't truly think it was just because they cared that much about Chadwick, to be honest with you. I do think this was a personal thing, like a financial look at it, and just, I don't know. But I just think it's kind of BS. He should have been recast.
I mean, it's a tough decision. It's a tough, yeah. I mean, they fucking threw Norton to the curb. They threw
and it's still the same continuity too. So it wasn't like they like recast it and was like, well, we're just throwing that shit away. No, that stuff happened. That's still part of the MCU. So that's
they made a joke about it in She-Hulk. Like
She-Hulk, she even fucking took care of the case from what happened from that movie.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So it's obviously it's a tough decision. It's no one wants to be put into this position of like deciding what to do here. That's not,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, maybe they should have.
That's also why you get paid the big bucks to make those kind of tough decisions. Unfortunately, it is unfortunate, and it sucks. Again, it sucks that dude died. It really do. I will always condole to him and his family. It is terrible, but just being real, man, he should have been recast.
Right. Final Dragon says, bro, there is some element of the actors being part of the fame. Had you recast Black Panther with Herschel Walker or Wayne Brady, it might not have been as good. Yeah, I mean, it's like, obviously you're not going to go, if you are going to recast, I feel like you would have to go with like someone young in the game. You know what I mean? Like doesn't have a lot under his belt, because Chadwick Boseman didn't have like a whole ton of huge slapping movies under his belt. He had the Jackie Robinson movie. He had another one. I think he had another one with the Russo brothers. Like the Bridges movie, like I don't remember what it was, but it was another action movie that was pretty good. But like as far as like real box office movies, there wasn't a whole lot under his belt for that before Black Panther. So,
he did a good job as Black Panther, but honestly, I don't even think he was really that amazing of an actor to begin with. Personally, like he was good, he was okay. But he's definitely wasn't amazing to the point where it's like, this is 100% his role. He just wasn't. Like, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. Again, this is my opinion. It doesn't make it facts. It's just how I personally felt. He was okay. Personally, if I was picking somebody to be Black Panther, it would have been Michael B. Jordan off gate. I think he would have played a better Black Panther.
Michael B. Jordan is a really good actor.
Yeah, I think he would have been a better choice to be Black Panther. Because I honestly feel if you would have switched the two roles, it would have been fine. If Chadwick would have played Killmonger, not saying he would have did as great a job as B. Jordan, but I think he would have did good enough, because I do think he's a good actor. Just saying he's not the greatest. He's a good actor. He would have did good enough, and I think Michael B. Jordan would have been a better Black Panther.
Would have been. That would definitely have been interesting. Vinyl Dragon says that it would have been better to have Killmonger lived and made him Black Panther. I think Chadwick would have been all behind. Would have been all behind him. James Brown is for Black Panther. Okay, we're not doing fan casting for Black Panther.
No, we're not doing that, because if that was the case, it would have been Kevin Hart. So yeah, we're not doing that.
What's up, Cam? How you doing, man? Yeah, I mean that's So overall, look, I wasn't upset by the movie. I asked Alexis what she thought about it. She enjoyed it as someone who's like way out of not into the comic scene at all. She just really knows the movies. So it's always interesting to hear that opinion too. So she liked it. The movie so far, do we know what like the box office is right now at this point?
I mean, I'm sure it's doing well.
Let's see. So they are saying, yeah, we knew it opened for 181 million domestic.
Right.
Currently, we're at worldwide of 670 million.
Okay.
So, pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna do good. It's gonna do well. Unfortunately, like I said last week, it killed all my excitement moving forward for the MCU. I don't have any left. And I personally think the rest of the movies are gonna just suck. So,
damn. Okay, but how about this?
How about this? I was looking forward to it, and I was hoping this was going to be a good one, and it was just like it just sucked to me, and it was boring, and it took way too fucking long, and I was just like, okay. But I do agree with you. Namor was good. Namor was fine, and it was good that they didn't kill him. It's good he didn't get the death, but me and you figured if any villain or whatever they want to look at him as was going to live, he was going to live because
he had to.
If they would have killed him, that would have just been like, you guys just aren't in touch at all. Why? Like, that's just like, enough's enough. You guys don't know what you're doing here. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was.
Speaking of not knowing what you're doing, all right, there's a couple things here. First of all, I want to ask you if you've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy special, the holiday special.
Oh shit! I didn't even know it was out. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, as I said that, Vinyl Dragon commented, did you all watch the Guardians holiday special?
No, talk to me. What happened?
Okay, it's pretty good, dude. It's like, it's nothing important, right? So Mantis
Does Gamora show up?
No. Mantis and Drax were like the kind of the main as far as like the whole story goes. Okay. I have a feeling it's to give them a little bit of whatever, a little fill them out, a little bit of death before they fucking slaughter them in the next movie. That's just my dark, cynical thoughts of like the whole time I'm watching it. Like, I didn't know that it was going to basically be like a buddy movie between Drax and Mantis. And then like Alexis was very annoyed by Mantis. So I don't know if that, well,
because take that as you will.
She said that it seemed like she was not how she's been in previous movies. Like did
you feel that way?
I thought that it was basically the same, but just more of her. She was only like
maybe that's like the difference because in previous movies she's not around that much.
Yeah, she's not around that much, so she's there for like a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? But like
she's only really there for humorous moments, and then she's just gone.
Exactly. So this was just an hour of her. And I don't think that she was vibing with it. So there was that. And, overall, it had funny moments. It was cute. It was whatever. They tried to make it a little heartwarming. I don't think so.
Did they hook up?
No. I think the biggest reveal of it was that she was like, oh, by the way, I'm Peter's sister or half sister or whatever. And then
she's half sister?
Then Peter Quill Star-Lord.
Oh, okay.
So when she said that, I was like, "Oh, you're definitely gonna die. Like 100%, you're fucking dead. Like Star-Lord doesn't have any fucking living family. Like, trust me, you're fucking dead." So I have a feeling that Drax is gonna die and Mantis is gonna die for sure in the next Guardians movie, and then just whoever else also gets capped is gonna get capped. But I mean, like, whatever.
He dies.
Yeah, this is fucking what. Fuck me while I'm dying.
I ain't said all that. I'm saying before they get to that moment.
Oh. Wait, her and Star-Lord? What are you doing, bro?
No, her and Drax.
What are you doing, half brother?
I'm stuck, half brother. What are you doing?
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Cam says Namor ruled. If they killed him, people would riot. Yeah, we definitely would have rioted for that, for sure. Final Dragon says, I still think Mantis was carrying a man. What? What does that even mean? I have no idea what that means. Yes, Cam says there was an orgy between Kevin Bacon and Groot. It was actually really weird watching it with the fam. Yes, that is 100% accurate.
Wait, what?
No. Kevin Bacon was pretty funny in the movie, or in the special, or whatever you want to call it, the little one-off. But yeah, I mean, like it's whatever. Just watch it if you want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It's literally like the only pivotal plot point is that Mantis reveals herself to be the half brother of Peter, and that's it. Like everything else is just, it's James Gunn comedy. It's just, it's funny, it's light, but then they're just trying to shape. I think they're just trying to shape out the characters that are going to die, just to make it a little more like heart wrenching, I guess, when they die.
It makes total sense because I'm very sure they're going to die too. Like I'm at least very sure Drax is going to die. Definitely the way Dave Bautista's been talking in general, I really believe Drax.
Yeah, he wants out. There's a lot of people that want. Chris Hemsworth wants out. I don't think we talked about that since in the last couple weeks, but he.
Oh wow, he wants out.
So apparently he has found that he carries the gene for Alzheimer's, and so he just wants out of acting. Period. And for a little while to spend time with his family, which I get. That is a genetic real bad thing. Right. I mean, he is still still young, but just in case something does develop, I guess I don't know. But he's basically like, this will be my last time as Thor. Whatever the next thing that we see him as Thor is going to be the last time that we see him as Thor.
Wow. So he's really gonna okay.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm done with acting, at least for now, is what he said. So I wish him the best. I hope that
definitely wish him the best.
Serious happens.
I want to say one more time. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to say one more time. We was never saying these dudes are bad actors or like just completely anybody can fill the role. It was just like, the characters are the more important part, not necessarily the actors in a lot of ways. But no, that sucks, man, because he is a good actor. So that sucks if he plays a good Thor. So. It's just they give him shitty shit to work with, but he plays a good Thor. So that sucks, man. I mean, if he's happy with his decision, that's all that matters. But I mean, if it was probably me, I probably wouldn't just stop acting right then and there. But I would at least wait till some symptoms come across because he's still young enough. But hey, again, that's his business, his personal decision, and I'm with him either way. Whatever he wants to do, good for him.
Cam says Rocket got Bucky's arm. That's also not true. Yes, he had no idea about Hemsworth. Yeah, so that was it was a big thing that he announced it. But it's passed genetically, so his family had it, and he wasn't sure. He got tested. He has the gene that they associate with Alzheimer's or whatever. I'm not a geneticist. I don't know the signs of it, but basically he carries what could turn out to be Alzheimer's. So actually runs in Alexis's family too. So her dad has the gene. I'm not sure if she does or not, but that is the thing. The Hemsworth thing is revealed in his Disney Plus show Limitless. I don't know Limitless. I don't know. But the special at the end of the day, what I was trying to say, special, it was all right. It was the holiday special. It was fun. It wasn't anything serious. Kevin Bacon again was amusing, and that was that. I don't know what other kind of news we got comic wise.
Did you watch Cyberpunk? Did you watch Cyberpunk?
No, I have not watched anything but Black Panther. Literally nothing but Black Panther and the holiday special in the last 2 weeks.
So you're just gonna continue to disrespect Alexis, me and my kids, James. My kids, James. You keep disrespecting us both, all of us.
So Alexis and I went to the beach for Thanksgiving. We were just like, "Fuck it, let's get out of here." And so we went to Myrtle Beach Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That took a lot out of my viewing. Whatever. We finally did get back into Netflix though, so we have access back to Netflix. It's gonna happen, Chris. It's just it'll happen when it happens, kind of a thing.
You just continue to disrespect me now.
It's not disrespectful. It's a time management thing.
Nah,
See, like in the group chat, even today, I was in a group chat. This dude was knocking me for not playing video games, and I was like, "Bro, don't you have a kid to raise? Like, it's
don't you have a kid to raise?
I don't understand like how you have time to play video
How's
games.
that
You know
kid
what I
you're
mean?
not raising?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, she sleeps
That
right
kid
next
you
to me
never
while
see.
I'm playing the video game. Oh, okay. So you're just like 1 foot rocking the bassinet, and then
You can do that.
Playing the game.
You can do
that. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have time. I don't have time.
Hey! Don't you ever disrespect a gamer like that, bro? I am a gamer. I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm just saying that you have to have time to do it, right? And I just personally, I don't have.
Bro, you make time, bro. That's what you gotta make time.
I'd rather be at the gym getting fouled by someone because I'm white.
Apparently,
rather
getting taken out.
I don't think it was racially motivated, but it just, I was like, bro,
it felt racially motivated.
Yeah, I was like, bro, it seemed like a little much.
The boy said, I'm gonna get that white boy a little taste of how it is. So you got a little hit.
You didn't try to take it to the hoop as hard with someone else as you did with me. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Maybe them scouts was in there, bro. They was like, all right, let's see what he do against the white boy. There's some scouts in there, man.
And I will say this, at the end of the day, 2 dudes got hurt doing the same exact type of shit. Like, actually hurt. Like, they had to fucking leave. We had to get the fucking front desk to bring medic and shit. Like, I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, this is not you're not getting paid to play pickup at the YMCA. Like, chill.
You really ain't. You really ain't.
That was Kevin Bacon's second Marvel. What was his first? What was Kevin Bacon's first Marvel appearance? And then he also says the Wednesday Addams show on Netflix is really good. Is that from Tim Burton? Isn't Tim Burton doing Wednesday Addams on Netflix? I can only expect it to be really weird. So they were doing like a small show about Wednesday from the Addams Family. So here's my issue with it. First of all, Wednesday Addams is like one of the most sexualized characters from the Addams Family. If you're gonna do some slutty cosplay of the Addams Family, you always select Wednesday.
That's the mother, right?
No, it's the fucking kid. Yeah, it's like the daughter. Preteen / early teen daughter. And it's always very.
It's because of the goth shit. Like,
it is because of the goth shit.
That's very listed as extremely sexy.
Uncomfortable.
It's extremely uncomfortable because she's supposed to be like super young. She's a child, right?
She's like 12, 13. And yeah.
Right. That's so creepy.
So this is not going to help that. Like, as soon as they announced it, I was like, my first thought was just like, this is not going to help. This, like, what we always like cosplay at shows, fucking Halloween. It's not going to help because now it's going to be like, oh yeah, now there's a whole fucking show, and I'm sure they're going to go into her love life or whatever the fuck on the show. And I was just like, this is.
Does that kid have a love life?
Probably in the show. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but that was just like my first thought was like, how do you shape out a person like a focus on a character? You're gonna have to put some shit on that. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
I don't know. So it's just for me, it's weird. But as I get older, like, it's just like, oh my god, this is a little cringe for me. But whatever. I guess. And it's Tim Burton, so you know it's going to be fucking weird. He only does weird shit that's like borderline creepy anyway. Between, he did do Batman, so we'll give him credit for Batman. But if you look back at like 1989 Batman with George Clooney, it's like, okay. Or not George Clooney, I'm sorry. William Shatner? No, it's definitely not Shatner.
No, wrong.
Not the dude who played Vulture.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. So yeah, we give him credit for that. But when you go like Nightmare Before Christmas, Edward Scissorhands, the one where Johnny Depp was the barber. I don't remember what the name of that one was. But it's like a bunch of weird. It's always like gothic ass movies. I guess Batman could be considered in that gothic realm.
You can consider Batman a little gothic too, yeah.
But it's always these gothic ass movies that are really fucking weird, where Johnny Depp ends up killing Helena Carter, and yeah, that's just whatever. Oh, he did the new Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory too. So that yeah, he's fucking like there's weird movies, dude. Like weird shit that he does.
That's a weird movie in general too. So yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Depp shows up in the Wednesday Addams shit too.
Yeah, he probably will.
He was the villain in X-Men First Class. Oh, that's right. I forgot Kevin Bacon was in X-Men First Class. Is that considered MCU now? I don't think so.
Okay, that's something that is interesting too. So, super quick before we end this off, I want to know your opinion on this. Okay, so Deadpool is Deadpool considered the MCU now?
I think so.
Okay, so if Deadpool is considered the MCU, and Wolverine is going to be in the next Deadpool movie, how the fuck does that work?
I don't know.
How does Wolverine? Because is this the same Logan that basically is part of the Fox shit?
Well, they said that was.
How is he going to be in this? If Deadpool is considered part of the MCU, how does this Logan fit in anywhere whatsoever? Are you saying this is the alternate universe Logan? Is they going to say he was pulled in from an alternate universe? Because if he just flat out shows up, or Deadpool just flat out shows up, like how does that work? Because if he's part of this now, that means everything that happened in Fox would be part of this. So that also means why the fuck didn't the X-Men show up?
I have no idea. I really don't know how they're going to explain it. Which was another thing where like everyone was super excited that Hugh Jackman, when Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, we talked about this when they released their little video or whatever. And like I felt like I was the only one that was like, no, why are we doing this? Why are we going backwards instead of forwards? And everyone was like, oh, why are you hating on Hugh Jackman? Why are you hating on? I'm not hating on Hugh Jackman. I'm not hating on Wolverine. I thought he did a great job. As I think he was one of the like standouts from the franchise, obviously. And just like Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, it's almost synonymous at this point. Okay, great. Now let's get a brand new fucking actor for the MCU and go forward. You know what I mean? But
yeah, because they're really gonna have a lot of explaining to do when Wolverine actually does show up, or however they're gonna do it, unless they use X-23. Either way, there's going to be some explaining to have to do. Because even with that, it's like, all right, well, she's literally Logan's clone. She's female breast Logan clone. That made no sense, but you get the point. She's female Logan. So it's like, wait a minute. Like, how does that work? Because if Wolverine, because the whole thing comes down to, it's the whole mutant problem. Because remember, Wolverine, before the Animanium shit, he was still around fighting in fucking wars. He fought with Captain America. So it's like this dude is super old. He's been around for so long. So now how are you going to explain that? Or are you just saying the mutants just didn't exist? Like, that's just so weird. They have a real problem how they're going to have to explain
I'm sure there is going to have to be, because who did they call a mutant? They called Namor a mutant in the Black Panther movie. They dropped that word, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's how we're just gonna slip. We're gonna slip that shit in, almost as subtly as they fucking said that he was as strong as the Hulk from M'Baku. Right. They were just like, "Oh yeah, he's like a mutant," and then they fucking moved on, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see what we're doing here." Yeah, so I really don't. If they're gonna say that, then that means that Namor was a mutant that's been around for about 100, whatever the fuck. Didn't they say he was about 100 years old or some shit like that? So
because he's supposed to be old.
Yeah, because or even older, 200-300 years old, because he was around with the Native American shit. They brought him back during the fucking that slavery scene that they did, where he fucking killed the slave driver. So yeah, dude's been around for a minute. So if we're gonna say mutants have been around for a minute, okay, I guess that's just how we're gonna sneak that in there. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know how they're gonna write around this, and that was one of my main issues with them dropping that video and just saying, yeah, oh, Hugh Jackman coming back. You want to play Wolverine again? Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so again,
it was like, yeah, sure. Make sure you give me a big giant check. They're like, okay,
give me that check, so I have to, because I'm only going to be eating chicken and broccoli for the next year, and shooting steroids in my butt, and lifting weights and shit. Yeah. So give me that check, and then we'll be good. No, but like on a serious note, it still could just be a cameo. It still could just be a joke. It still could, like, knowing these dudes and like what they've done in the past 2 Deadpool movies, it still could just be something very minor. But on the off chance that it's not,
I don't think they would show that off for it just to be a cameo.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a major part of the movie.
I don't know about major part.
I think
I just don't know about major part.
I think they're going to be a buddy cop movie. You know how
well, like Spider-Man and Deadpool comics?
Huh?
Like the Spider-Man Deadpool comics, like that kind of a buddy cop shit?
Do you know how, like, okay, yeah, Deadpool can get a pass for a lot of shit, but do you know how pissed off the fan base would be if Wolverine just shows up for like a couple of sentences and he's just gone for the rest of the movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm
expecting. Want to take that kind of hit? Because I think that's one of those things that can kill you. That can kill Deadpool. Like, I don't think that would be smart business-wise. Like, and I'm not even going to front. That's just stupid financially, in the sense of, and again, it could do extremely well, and I could be completely wrong. But in the sense of, if I'm giving you all this, if I'm going to pay the check this dude had to get to play this role, your ass is not just a cameo. You are
maybe not a cameo. Maybe like 10 to 20 minutes is what I would give it. 10% of the movie.
That's not a cameo. Though.
No. All right, so maybe not cameo, but like 10 to 20 minutes, 10 to 20% of the movie. That's what I would.
I can at least go with that. Okay. I can at least go with that. Okay. Because I don't think Deadpool is going to be freaking as long as Wakanda.
No, I think the first 2 were only like 90 minutes, right?
Right.
I think they're going to follow that same thing. Movie. Yeah. I think they're going to follow with like pretty much the same type of thing. Like, it's probably going to be a 90 minutes.
So that makes sense if it's just 10, 20, like 20 minutes or so, 20, 30 at most. Yeah, I can at least see that. Because I'm damn sure not paying you that much money. Because I don't really think Deadpool is going to be the most financially like giant thing anyway. Like, it's going to do okay, but I don't think it's going to be like up there with the Marvel movies how they normally do. So I'm not giving him all that kind of money. And he even talked about himself that if he's ever going to do Wolverine again, it's going to have to be a giant check. And he even said if he's ever going to do a something for Marvel, it had to be a giant check. And he wasn't joking. And I'm very sure it was. So I'm not going to give you all that money to show up for like a couple of sentences and then just leave. Hell no.
Right. Yeah.
Your ass is doing something.
Yeah. The first Deadpool movie grossed, I think it was like the #1 R-rated movie grossing for like it beat Hangover. I don't know if there was another one that had taken the spot since Hangover, but it definitely like it hit that #1 R-rated movie. #2 obviously didn't do as well, but it wasn't as great of a movie. So I mean, maybe with Hugh Jackman, it comes back and gets to those glory days of Deadpool.
Oh my god! Okay, in the second Deadpool movie, if that's all considered canon, remember they went to the to Professor X's the institution. They went to the X-Men institution. They made a joke about it, but they went there.
The door.
Right.
Yep. I was just thinking that too. That's funny.
Yo, they are confusing it.
So yeah, so it is definitely there's definitely some confusing shit. They're definitely gonna have to write their way out of that.
Deadpool's making things even more confusing.
Oh yeah, well that's what he does.
Because that's flat out basically saying the mutants are already there.
Yeah,
they have the institution and everything. They're technically here already.
Yeah, I mean they've made how many jokes have they made where they're like, it's weird that this only like Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead at the whole fucking at the whole place.
Institution, yeah.
It's like it's almost like they couldn't afford another X-Men. Like they said, like he said that shit.
The other X-Men.
So I mean, again, they have some things to work around. The one point that I wanted to bring up, because I've heard some rumors. I don't know what's true, what's not true, but working around things is that for Fantastic Four, what they're going to say is that they went up during like the space race times and then just got caught in some kind of like fucking wormhole, time hole, whatever, and finally came back now. What do you think about that?
That at least works because you can, because again, since they pull certain things, but they don't pull everything from the comics or really much from the comics. They just take little pieces and then work it the way they want to. So you can at least say, yeah, they was going up there, normal space stuff, how their origins really started, but this time they got trapped in a wormhole and it took them longer to get back, so they missed the events of the Infinity War and all the shit that popped off, and time works different there and how it is here and blah, blah, blah. So they didn't really age like that. They stayed basically the same age. Now they're back. And they just have their powers now, and now they got to figure out what to do and blah, blah. I'm fine with that. That's okay. But
here's my issue with that.
What about Doctor Doom? So if Victor shows up in another movie,
I really thought he was going to show up in Black Panther. I was waiting for him. I was waiting for any mention of Victor or Von Doom or anything in Wakanda Forever. I didn't get shit. Oh, that was like
I was thinking the closest we really get is going to be in Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a chance for him to show up.
I was thinking there would be something there maybe, but yeah.
No. Fantastic Four will not appear till the end scene credit of Marvel Black Santa.
That's
so here's my issue with if this is hearsay, this is just rumor mill floating around, but I've seen it a couple times now. That Fantastic Four went up during the space race. They got caught in some kind of a wormhole, spacey, timey-wimey, Doctor Who type of shit, and come back nowadays now with their powers. So number one, is Reed Richards still considered like the smartest human, and like technology has advanced fucking 60 years?
Well, when are they saying they went up? Are they saying they went up before everything popped? Like, are they saying they went up like 10, 20 years beforehand? Or are they saying they just went up into space before Thanos did the snap and everything? Before Thanos shows up to Earth, they was basically going up and then they got souped away. Are they saying that's what happened? Or are they saying like 30 years?
That's not what I read, but that would make more sense.
That's what I'm saying. That would make more sense to me if like before Thanos showed up, because obviously nobody knew what was about to happen outside of the Avengers thinking what can happen. No one really knew what was going to pop off. So before Earth went to hell and Thanos showed up and started taking over, before that happened, normal stuff happened. So they would have had a incident where NASA sent their guys up to do whatever the case may be, and they went up to do a normal job, and then they got sucked away, and then they came back after the events of Infinity War, the events of Thanos. They came back after that shit was handled. That makes sense to me, and I'm okay with that. Anything other than that, only if their powers they don't already have their powers. If you say they had their powers before, like afterwards, and Thanos still did the stuff and they just didn't do anything, there's a problem there. That's not being a hero. They should have been there. So to me, the best thing to do is what you said and what you read. And if they do it that way, they just went up. Now, if it's like 30, 20 years beforehand, that's fucking stupid.
Okay. Yeah, because what I was reading was like in the 60s they went up.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So that I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, because now you're going to deal with like man at a time shit like Captain America, and you're almost going to negate all of everything. Just Reed is not going to be the smartest person around anymore. And like where'd the Baxter building go? That kind of a thing. Like they don't have a place to stay. They don't have any. So yeah, what you're talking about is more like kind of how they finagled around Ant-Man and the Wasp, where Scott got trapped in the quantum realm. Lady Fantastic says, shit, Ant-Man and the Wasp could introduce us to more cosmic characters, more than likely going to be Kang related though. Here's what I think is there. Yeah. So I think the events of Loki, I think we talked about this briefly, but I think that everything that happened with Loki, where he goes to the TVA, I think the TVA is located in the quantum realm.
Right.
because they've said like time works differently here.
Sense.
It's the same exact line that they say in Ant-Man or in the when they fucking fuck around with the quantum realm. Time works differently there, and like one of the first things they said in Loki, time works differently here at the TVA. So I think that the TVA is located in the quantum realm. I don't know if we're going to get more cosmic characters with Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's going to be a very like it's just going to be them going in and dealing with Kang and just kind of figuring out what's going on there. And I think Kang is going to be shaped out a little bit more. I think that's going to be the purpose of that movie. But could be wrong. I don't know. I've been wrong plenty of times before. She also says, Lady Fantastic says, which comes first in the MCU, FF or X-Men full-length movies? Well, I think Fantastic Four, since they've already got it on the docket, I don't think we're going to see X-Men full-length movie for a while.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's definitely going to be a next phase thing. I don't think we're getting that. We're going to get Fantastic Four first.
Will I be dead before that happens? Well, I hope you won't be dead before that happens. Hopefully, we all live to see X-Men and Fantastic Four in the MCU. Vinyl Dragon says, Black Santa is right. Fantastic Four can't be another Eternals and not help out.
Yeah, because that would be so dumb. Like, that would be just stupid if they somehow say, like, the movie basically kicks off with them already having their powers and they had it and this and that. Like, you can't be a hero and say, oh, they just didn't help out like the Eternals. Like, the Eternals is the only one that can get away with that excuse. The X-Men and the rest of them just can't. And even for the Eternals, it's kind of lame because they've helped out before. But still, you can at least pass that one off for them. Okay, fine. But everybody else, like, no, stop it. And you can even make the argument, if the Eternals would have joined in, there's probably no way Thanos wins. That's just too much firepower against him for you to logically say, oh, he still survives everybody. Because he barely survived Thor, and we all know Wanda would have fucking killed him too. So you can't tell me that the rest of them joining in together could not stop him. That just wouldn't have happened. So them not interfering is basically just because, like, it would have been. There really wouldn't have been a second movie. It would have. He probably doesn't even make it to Wakanda. Like, as soon as they out of the planet start doing this shit, those boys and girls show up. The movie's over. Right.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that for sure. Lady Fantastic says, I think the Loki shit and Quantum Mania will be interrelated. I agree. I.e. Kangalang. That's right. Kangalang on your dangalang. I write that actually at a show bars. I had that on like a tag there was some Kang book and like it was of some significance, but instead of writing the actual significance, I just wrote Kangalang on my dangalang and then put the price on it, and it sold. So there you go, marketing right there. That's what it is. Right there. Various alternate universes. Yeah, I really think it's the Quantum Realm. They're just gonna kind of like Quantum Realm is almost gonna be like one of those writers utensils where they're just like, fuck it, it's the Quantum Realm. I can do whatever the fuck I want type of writing thing. Like they could go erase some things, add some things. They could just kind of use it as a Deus Ex Machina kind of a device. That whatever they fucking want to do, because it's just it's the Quantum Realm, and it's like shit that happens there doesn't really affect the actual universe, but at the same time, maybe it does. Maybe it does give an outlet for Kane to come through and just be like, "What's up, bitches?" Like that kind of a thing. So we'll see. Let's see. My ass is getting old. Been riding that X-Men wave since '92. I feel you. But still, we want you to be around to see X-Men in the MCU.
We damn sure do, man. We damn sure do.
The version of the Fantastic Four might be in the bootleg DVD table at the flea market. No, stop it with the bootleg. Oh my God.
Keep it going, bro. It's facts.
Passing it out at the barbershop. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Oh man. So I guess Ant-Man is the next one to kick off the new phase, though. I didn't really think about it that way because this Wakanda Forever ended the phase 4. So I guess I don't think there's anything else between now and Ant-Man, right?
No, that's it.
Because I'm already seeing posters for Ant-Man, so I think that's the next one. So Ant-Man's kicking off
after, right? Ain't Guardians of the Galaxy after Ant-Man and Wasp?
I almost want to say it's in May for Guardians. hold on, let me see. MCU upcoming movie releases. All right, we got Ant-Man. Yeah, so Marvel Phase 5. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania is in February. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is in May. Yeah. Then we get the Marvels in July. Okay. Then we get Captain America New World Order in May of the following year. Obviously, I feel like they're going to throw something in there that's just like unannounced, because waiting from July until the following May is a very long wait. What are they like? Really? That's a long box office wait.
Do you think they're just going to throw in more like Disney shows to keep the wait, or do you think there's going to be actual movie?
Of course, yeah, we're going to get something on Disney Plus. Whether it's they were even talking about Loki season 2, I think.
Right.
Secret Wars TV show, yeah. So there are going to be like little things like that, but I feel like there's going to be a movie like that. That's a long wait, especially with stuff.
Well, remember, we were supposed to have Blade, but then that got changed. Things got changed.
Blade right now they're saying is September of 2024.
Right.
Thunderbolts July of 2024. Yeah, I know. Blade, dude, Blade was announced in 2019.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years since they announced that they were going to make Blade.
I know.
That's a lot of hype. That's almost like too much hype to live up to. I almost feel like no matter what they do, it's gonna like the scrutiny is just gonna be almost too much to handle.
Yep, I agree.
They shouldn't have announced in 2019. Like, keep that shit to yourself, Kevin Feige. Goddamn, you keep a lot of other secrets. You couldn't keep one more.
Yep.
Like you could have kept him out of Eternals. It would have been okay. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't even know.
They did such a terrible job. The fucking director had to come out and tell us, because none of us knew that was Blade.
It was Blade anyway.
They was like, damn, guys. Yeah, exactly.
So it would have been okay if like at the San Diego Comic-Con you made that one of the announcements. You know how fucking lit that would have been? They're like at this one where they announced all the new phases, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, and also Blade," and everyone would have been like, "Oh, like mind blown type of shit." And now what that would have started.
Actually, have Blade actually show up. That would have been cool too.
Yeah, and like that would have started the countdown wait. Like, people wouldn't have been waiting for 5 years; they would have been waiting for like a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, of course. Black Santa, June of 2023. Yeah, the Black Santa movie is coming June.
He knows.
Lady Fantastic says, I don't know how I feel about the Thunderbolts. This is how I feel about the Thunderbolts. It's going to be Black Widow Part 2. It's the same fucking character. Dude, it's the same characters.
It is.
Look at who is in the Thunderbolts. It's Yelena Belova.
Yeah.
That fucking Russian dude who's got a lot of explaining to do with this Russian-Ukraine war. I got to tell you that. That's going to be like Winter Soldier. Taskmaster's coming back for that shit. Female Taskmaster. And Thunderbolt Ross obviously is going to be in it, but new Thunderbolt Ross, because it's okay to recast him. I don't know who else, dude. I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna be Black Widow Part 2, because it's literally the same characters that was in Black Widow 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I feel. Whether that's good or a bad thing, I don't know. But that's just like, I don't see anything crazy happening. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't see them coming out with Red Hulk. I don't think that shit's gonna happen. People are gonna get hyped for it, and it's not gonna happen. And they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm disappointed." No, just set your expectations right now. That shit ain't gonna fucking happen. Okay.
But then if it does, it's like, yay! But when it doesn't,
exactly.
Right, cool.
Like, but the whole point. Who knows what the point of that movie is gonna be? I can't even like fathom right now what. I don't know.
I guess it comes down to if you're part of the 3 people who like the Black Widow movie, then you'll probably like this movie.
The movie was just like, it could have been we've already been over this. It could have been something, and it could have been. It could have been. I still need to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy X-Men special. Give it a watch. It's fun. It's just just enjoy it. It's fun. Like just put it on and be ready to have some chuckles. And that's what you're gonna get out of it. I'm the one person who enjoyed Eternals. That's not correct because I liked Eternals as well. But
it was two of y'all.
Yeah, so there were two of us that liked Eternals.
Everybody else hated that shit. I think it's still ain't it still the only Marvel movie to have a negative rating on Rotten Tomato?
Is that true?
Isn't it one? I know it's one movie that has a negative rating. I think it's that one, isn't it? I know it has the lowest. I
think that it was like the first one since like Dark World to not score super positive. I think is but again, like I've already been over how like
we talked about that.
Like it was you're introducing a slew of new characters.
And beforehand, we said it was going to be a boring movie. We just
long ass movie.
Special was going to happen. Yeah,
exactly. With boring ass source material, and all it was to set up Celestials, and it was just like okay,
yeah.
Like I liked it, but like it just that nerdy shit was just like this is cool, but I get why people don't like I understand why people are not a fan. I watched the new Thor. It was meh. Highlights were Christian Bale as Gore and Russell Crowe as Zeus. Yes, that we actually said that when it came out.
That's exactly how we felt too. Yeah.
It was a completely different movie when Christian Bale was on screen than it was when Christian Bale was not on screen. Like it was just almost like two different movies.
Facts.
Also, it was really nice seeing Chris Hemsworth completely naked, but I'll save that for another podcast.
Pause. Pause again.
Vinyl Dragon says something I think the Black Panther needed less of in Black Panther was Agent Ross. It gets so forced with him and his wife. What? Black Panther? Black Panther. I'm trying to think of the first Black Panther movie with Agent Ross. Oh yeah, he did have some because that's with the fucking with the Martin character. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's fair.
How do you feel about it? I couldn't get through the Black Widow movie. Uh-oh. Well, then you might not like the Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah, you're probably not going to like the Thunderbolts. And I can understand not being able to get through that horrible movie. God, did it suck.
Let's see. Bale was so good. He made you feel uncomfortable. That's high caliber acting. Okay, so I guess we're going to talk about the Thor: Love and Thunder movie again. So with we have discussed that they cut out something like, what was it, like 20 to 30 minutes?
I think it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, of Thor: Love and Thunder, saying that 2 hours was too long for a Thor movie. Yeah, or 2.5 hours was too long for a Thor movie.
Right.
But the 30 minutes that they were like chalking out was the origin of Gore and like why he was doing what he was doing, and just like him killing other gods and like just being overall a scary badass that we needed for this movie. Like we need a sense of impending doom we need a good villain to have a good hero, right? That Stan Lee said it fucking 80 years ago. You have to have a good villain to have a good hero. So why do we get 2 hours and 45 minutes for Black Panther and we cut out 30 minutes for Love? Like what probably could have fleshed out the character and made it more watchable, a more decent movie. So what I'm trying to say is give us the Taika Waititi cut. Hashtag that shit. Bring it back. Bring back the Waititi cut.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Okay, there you go.
We got the Snyder cut. We can't get the Waititi cut. Come on.
The Waititi cut.
The Waititi. Yeah.
The Waititi.
Well, he's out of there now, so he's gone. So you haven't seen Wakanda for it yet, so don't rewatch this because we definitely went into some spoilers. Yeah, if it was more gore, that's what I'm saying. Not like more gore, like more blood and gore, but yeah, more character gore. If it was more gore, I would have taken gladly, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, true. It would have made that movie so much more good and just not as disappointing as it was. But yeah.
Final Dragon says you can expect Thor: Dark World and Captain Marvel as a 2-pack in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Sure can.
That $5 bin, we used to raid that shit all the time, especially like with the digital. They still had the digital code or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All the time we would just pile up someone and just like add them to our digital library. Just like, some old movies, because it used to actually have some good stuff in there. Not so much anymore, but yeah, it used to. It definitely used to.
That's actually funny that we still don't have anything on a. So what's going on with Captain Marvel 2?
Oh, the Marvels?
No, Captain Marvel 2.
No, that's the Marvels.
Oh, that is her movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it's gonna be like all three of them. It's gonna be Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. It's gonna be the Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and it's gonna be Kamala Khan, Captain Marvel.
That kind of shows you something, though. That shows you that they don't have the confidence to have her own second movie. To me,
yeah, I don't know. I think that because there's been rumors about this movie for a while, because they announced this movie way too soon too, I feel. But
because at first wasn't it just supposed to be a second movie with her, and it was supposed to have like Rogue in it, or maybe Rogue's still going to be in it.
Yeah, Rogue was supposed to show up, and then they were talking about Rogue was going to kill Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, or something like that, and it was just going to be like Monica taking over. But then Monica showed up in WandaVision.
WandaVision, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, WandaVision, yeah.
WandaVision. And so then it was like, oh, okay, maybe that's not what's going to happen. It's been a whole thing, so I don't know what's going to happen there, but she did show up at the very end of Miss Marvel on the show, which I still stand by. I still like the show overall. But I don't know what the point of her showing up in like the very final after credits was. She just kind of like pops in and she's like, what the fuck? Kind of a thing. Like, where am I? And so that was strange, to say the least. But like, whatever. I was like, if we were going to try to piece this towards the movie, like that was just not the way to do it. I've got some comments here to catch up on. All right, so first, Lady Fantastic said Taika Waititi got too damn goofy on Thor: Love and Thunder. I think most of everyone is going to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Also, that Ragnarok was a perfect balance of goofy and serious. It was a perfect balance, I thought, of goofy and serious, but overall, there are issues with Ragnarok. Obviously, we've been through that quite a few times. Did you see in the credits that Jason Aaron was a consultant for the Love and Thunder movie? Glad to see the original source creators got some of that Hollywood money. That is good. I'm glad that Jason Aaron is getting the bag. But maybe he should have slapped Taika Waititi across the face a couple times, and really earned that paycheck.
Yes.
It says, I loved Dark World. All right, now you're out. Now you're just speaking. Now you're speaking nonsense.
Yeah, we got to ban him for a week. We got to ban him.
Saying Malekith was cool. Malekith couldn't save the movie. Look, I didn't even know that God, what's his name? Is it Christian? Is it another Christian? Yeah, I know it's one of the dudes who plays Doctor Who, that played Malekith. I didn't even know it was him, and like until much later, like embarrassingly long time to figure out that was him. But yeah, whatever. Malekith was cool. Malekith wasn't as cool as the comics, though.
True.
Like Malekith in the comics is fucking dope. And you want to even talk about like Jason Aaron being the source or whatever in in that run of Thor where Jane Foster picks up the hammer and becomes Thor, Malekith is probably like the best fucking part of that whole run. That dude was a monster. That dude was a beast. That was like a really cool part. Like, I'm not a huge Thor fan as when it comes to the comics, from like reading through and everything, but he was on another level in that series. So if you're a Malekith fan and you haven't read that series, I would definitely recommend going through it, because it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Vinyl Dragon says, I would always hit that bin for the blaxploitation movies, the Mac, Black Shampoo, Blackula. Blackula?
No, yeah, he's right about Blackula.
Wasn't that like a joke in Scrubs? Didn't they do Blackula in Scrubs?
No, there's a Blackula too.
There is actual Blackula?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's Blackula.
I thought that they did it in. I thought it was a joke in Scrubs, where JD and Turk, when they were doing that stupid Dr. Acula movie, and like they had him as the Black Dracula, and they called him Blackula or whatever. Like, I thought that whole thing was a joke. I didn't even know it was like a real thing. I don't know. That's just, okay, whatever. Oh, random tangent there. All right, catching up on the comics still. Let's see. I kind of feel like Brie got a lot of unwarranted hate for the way she chose to play Carol Danvers. I liked it. Okay, I don't think that's where the hate came from. I think
it comes from when before the movie even comes out, and she's known for doing this, talking about some white men should not go see my movie. Okay.
Yeah, it was her interesting comments, I think, during the press for the movie that got everyone kind of like, why the fuck should we go see this movie then, type of thing.
Right.
So I mean, she's allowed to feel how she feels. It's just like, it was very strange that she was like, straight white dudes do not come see my movie. And we were just like, say less. We won't see it then. Like,
say less.
I don't know what like, oh wait, no, hold on, come back and see the movie. It was like, it's too late.
Yeah, come back. Wait, hold on. I need y'all to come back to the movie.
So like, the way that she played it was fine. Like, she's Captain Marvel. Again, this goes back to what we were saying. It's the character, not the actress. You know what I mean? It's the character.
Because I'll be honest with her, especially, you probably could have had anybody play that role and they did the exact same. I don't think she's that good of an actress. Excuse me. I don't think she's that good of an actress. So I don't think you could have had any other girl play that role, and I think they would have did all right.
I will stand by this right here, Chris.
And you could have had better people play that role too.
We're gonna disagree slightly here. She's not great. I agree with you. She's not a great actress in the MCU. Like, nothing spectacular, right? Nothing as far as her role as Captain Marvel. But in the movie Room, which she actually won an Academy Award for, hands down, some of the greatest acting I've ever seen in my life. Period. You could put her up against whoever you want to put her up against, and I think that she holds. So the movie, not The Room, which is like a comically terrible movie, but there's this movie called Room where she's locked in a shed and she has a child, and it's like basically how they get out of. It's also a really good book, but they're locked in the shed. She has to get out and then back into the real world after being kidnapped, raped for 7 straight years. And I think it's like loosely based on a true story of like this shit actually happened. World's a twisted place. But anyway, so she fucking knocks it out of the park with that movie. So I will just say,
disagree with that.
I disagree that she's not a good actress. I think she is a good actress.
I don't.
Just with these movies, she didn't showcase. It's hard to showcase really dynamic acting range with a comic book movie.
I don't agree with that neither.
You don't agree with that either?
Because Robert Downey Jr. would definitely showed a lot of charisma and everything. So I definitely
charisma, yes.
He definitely showed how good he was for that.
What?
We just have to disagree on it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let's see. I think it's going to tie into the intro of the Marvel. Oh, we're going back to the end of Miss Marvel, where Carol Danvers shows up. It's going to tie into the intro of the Marvels movie. That could be true. Whether if it just picks up straight from there, I'm not sure. The The whole Malekith taking over the 9 realms was wild, which tied into Weapon H. Malekith is just like in the comics, Malekith is dope. In the Dark World, Malekith was not that dope. That's just, that's how I feel about it.
He was dope, not that dope. yeah, fair.
I think she said she didn't make this for grown men. She made it for all the little girls. Okay, so that could be true. I'm not sure how she said it. But again, it was like, who's buying the tickets type.
That sounds even dumber. Audience, like, and no offense, I mean, this is just a superhero movie. Like, let's call it what it is. It's not like really a bunch of children who's like really reading comics like that. Really, not nowadays. It's so different. You got these much older teenagers to adults. So she's just an idiot. I just think she's an idiot.
Vinyl Dragon agrees with me that she did nail it in Room. It was gut wrenching. Yes, that movie was like that movie is one of those movies where like after you watch it, you just feel different. Like that type of movie where you watch it and it's like, oh, what's that?
For you guys.
All right, not for psychopathic Black Santa over here who has no feelings.
That's fair.
But
that is fair. I feel different whatsoever.
Like, it's just like at the end of it, it's just like, oh my god! Like, it's just like you could. It's almost it still weighs heavy in the room. Like if you were to go watch it in the theaters and like it ends and it's like there's just like it feels like the room's heavier almost. I'm not saying it's like life changing of a movie. It's just like it's just one of those movies that's like, oh my god, like it's crazy. Another movie like that would be, I guess, like the first time I didn't read The Hunger Games before I went and watched the first Hunger Games movie. Mm-hmm. But like that was another one where like it was just like God, it's just like a heavy movie, like kids out there fucking killing each other and shit. Like it was like, oh my god, like this, similar to the Japanese version, Battle Royale. Where it's just like, yeah, fuck, man. Like it's like one of those types of movies where it's just like it's just heavy.
Maybe it is not something all the movies I've seen, especially the Japanese horror movies I've seen. Those shits did absolutely nothing to me after the stuff. I'm being dead serious. Like kids shooting each other in the head. Yeah, cool. Nothing. So yeah, I'm probably not the best in terms of that one. So yeah, but I get where you're coming from, and I feel you.
Let's see. It was exactly like that type of like that story of the guy who held those 3 girls captive. Then when they caught him, he committed suicide. Yeah, like the book itself. We're gonna go off on a real tangent here, but the book itself is written from the perspective of the child. So like it's like a 5-year-old kid who all he knows is this room, this shed that's in the backyard of the captive. Or the captor, whatever, like so. I guess the main point of the story is like him going from only knowing like that's his whole world, and that's how like the mom tries to make him cope with everything. Like they never leave this little fucking 10x10 shed, to escaping, and now he's in the world, and it's like it's a lot to process because your whole life. You don't know anything other than the shed, and then all of a sudden, you're in the world. So that was like the main point of the book, I think. But like the way that they put it in the movie was more like obviously they dramatize it as like the horror of her getting repeatedly raped and like planning this escape and then coming back and realizing that maybe life as free is not as great as she had lived or expected, after being captive for however long, 7 years, I think is what it was. So it was just like, it's one of those type of things. Like, oh my God. So fucking tries to kill herself after being free. It's like, it's crazy. It's all sorts of crazy. Hunger Games gets real in a way that, because it was so dystopian, kind of felt that way on that one Chris Evans did where he was on the train. I don't know which one that is. Chris Evans on a train? Do you know what he's talking about, Chris?
No idea. Now I'm just thinking of Chris Evans on a train, like being on a boat. That's all I'm
on a boat,
motherfucker. I need T-Pain singing the chorus now.
That's right. Hunger Games was also a great. Like after I watched the movie, I was like, "Damn, I need to read this shit because this was insane." And I will say that Suzanne Collins' Hunger Games trilogy was just like it was up there. It's up there as some of the best. What I guess whatever that genre is that was so popular for a while, that dystopian love triangle, fucking that shit was that like Twilight, I guess can be considered one of them. I feel Twilight, Maze Runner, Hunger Games, and all that shit came out at like the same fucking time. There was like a phase of content, but Hunger Games was definitely like top notch, even though she did kind of get the idea from Battle Royale. Let's be real. Oh man! All right, I think we're gonna call it. We've had a long podcast tonight.
We did, but it was good. It was fun.
It was a good one. We had a lot to talk about. There was a lot of comments to catch up on, so we appreciate you contributing.
Which is always good. Love that.
Hit that like button. We appreciate you.
Smash it, elbow it, hit it with your head, hit it with your elbow. No, don't hit it with that, but hit it with everything else, bro.
Hit it with your toes.
Yeah, hit it with your toes. Yeah,
hit it with your toes.
Hit it with your
toes. We appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll be back next Tuesday at 9 p.m. As always, we ask you to stay villainous and
fuck the Fantastic Four.